So basically, it was mostly product photography or for local warehouses, or Kolkata, as you know, it's a hub of textile and clothing industry. So it was that, and
like to help out an architect who's building apartments, I can use graphic design to make social media posters for BlueLearn. Right, there are a bunch of applications. So I would say just do some research about which particular place you want to specialize in. Like I have this friend called Ayush Wadhwa who runs this company called Owl Media, and when he started out freelancing, he specifically targeted edtech companies. He's a video editor, by the way, so he specifically targeted edtech companies. He worked for Ankur Variku. Like the entire Ankur Variku course is filmed by Ayush Wadhwa, right? So even that was an edtech product he worked on. He has filmed a bunch of videos. Heard of Front Row? It's a company which makes like celebrity courses. He filmed videos for them. He edited those videos. He's even working with an academy. He's working with another one of these edtech companies called Graphy. So he specialized in edtech. So even though he was a video editor, he knew that edtech is the niche he wants to get in. And then once he had his foot in, once he had contacts of an academy, it was easy for him to get Graphy as one of his clients. Once he had Graphy, it was easy for him to leverage and get Ankur Warikoo as one of his clients. Ankur Warikoo has a wide network, so once he was good friends with Ankur Warikoo, he was able to tap into his network and get more clients. And that's what who was the other person? Space Glaze also pointed out, right? When he started out, he sort of leveraged his current network, the offline network that he had already built in Kolkata, and then it's like reaching out to friends of friends. And I really feel that's one of the best ways of getting in. Like if Freelancer, Upwork, and one of these platforms are not working out, then referral is sort of the best way of uh, you know easily getting clients. For example, as a business owner, like if you want to hire freelancers for BlueLearn, then I would really trust a person. Like if my co-founder Shreyans, if he recommends me a person, then I would trust that person because someone recommended me that person, and I know for a fact that he must be good, rather than a cold email that I might have gotten in my inbox. I mean, I'm not saying I'll not interview, but then it doesn't really build out that trust. So yeah, I mean, building that network is super critical. And I know a lot of you might be like, hey, I'm just a student. How do I even build a professional network? It takes time. It's very hard. Might take like a couple of months, might take even years. So just show up at good places, be part of good communities, be attend a bunch of these Your Story, Inc. 42, TechCrunch conferences, read online, be active on Twitter, be active on LinkedIn, and just slowly start building out the network. If you admire someone, don't hesitate to DM them and say that you admire them and you want to have a chat or things like that. Just be be in this circle of good people, right? Like if you're a graphic designer, then see who are these top 10 graphic designers out there. There's this guy called Chris Do, who runs Future on YouTube. So he's an amazing graphic designer. So be in touch with such people, be in touch with people who have already been sort of freelancing graphic design. And once you have that network built around you, expanding that and then tapping into that particular industry becomes much easier. So that would be my suggestion. I mean, it'll take time for sure, but then that's one of the best ways through which we can sort of have recurring plans. Anyone else wants to pitch in on this? Anyone else has any opinions?
Mhm. Thank you, Harish. That's
Yeah,
great.
cool. Viraj, you can
It's
keep
my
Ravi
first.
on the. Yeah, Ravi. Thanks for coming. Now Space Clays. What question did you have? Okay, Space Clays is not audible. Anyone else had any question? We can try if we can get some more people in. Also,
Hey, Harish.
experienced freelancers, please request to come on the stage. We need your help. It'll be great to get your opinion on a lot of these things.
Hey, Harish.
Yeah, who's talking?
Moksha, myself.
Yeah, Moksha.
I'm studying in 12th presently. It's done. So I want to start to explore freelancing.
You're in 12th and you want to start freelancing. That's a very vague question, to be honest. So you've got to be more specific.
Not like that. Do you think DMs work exactly?
Say it again.
Do you think DM works efficiently?
Depends on how you do DM people. So go online. Let's see. There are a few of these sales guys who have really good DM tactics. Um,
I have tried DM to you.
yeah. So here's the thing, right? Like maybe I did not respond because it was cluttered, but I do respond to mails. So I would. It definitely depends on preferences. Like once I DM'd the founder of Snapdeal and he responded. Um, so you never know what might work. Just don't. I mean, give it a shot. If it's not working, then try out some other method. Like if you want to target someone, then there are a bunch of ways. There's this Chrome extension called Lusha, Lusha. Cool. So once you
Yeah.
install Lusha, what it does is it'll help you extract email ID and phone number in few cases of different LinkedIn profiles. So if you have a prospect and if you just run Lusha, then you'll be having access to the email ID and official email ID and the phone number. So the first step that you could do is try cold emailing them. Um, with a good subject line. I think there are really good cold email templates. I did share few yesterday. So on hashtag freelancing channel, you'll be able to see a few resources on cold emailing. Just follow one of them. There are really good templates given over there. Like what are the ways through which you can write cold emails that don't get rejected. Pick out one of these templates, write a good cold email, and then give it a shot. If you don't get a response, then maybe you can try cold calling. Varun Maya has a good video on cold calling. Do check that out on his
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
channel. Yeah. Uh, and if both of them don't work, then just hope that you have some sort of referral system built in, as in see if anyone in your network knows that particular person and try getting an introduction. Like that's the best way, to be honest. So if that particular person introduces you to him, then it builds trust and the conversation flows very smoothly. And even if that doesn't happen, then like just give up, not give up, but then move on to the other person. Start building a
Yeah.
person and hope that one day
Shared
that particular client reaches out to you instead of you reaching out to them. Like I keep telling
code.
about this. There are a lot of these freelancers on LinkedIn. You'll see like Shreya Pattar and folks like them who have built such a solid personal brand that they just don't have to reach out to clients. The clients just reach out to them. So that's the last option. That's the best option. Takes time, but then that's quite sustainable as well. Viraj, you were saying something.
Yep, I've shared a cold emailing guide and no mic, so you can check that out as well.
Perfect. Check out the cold emailing guide on NoMic. It'll give you really good insights about how to craft these meals.
Yeah, that's an
Cool,
elaborate
Moksha.
answer.
Yep. Thanks for
So,
coming. Are
Harish,
you done?
I have another question.
Okay. Okay.
I think you might observe my English skills.
Doesn't
The
matter if your English skills are not good. Even mine is not that great. Join English club. We practice every weekend.
what? Can you repeat it?
Go to BlueLearn.in and there's something called English club. You can apply
Yeah,
there. Every weekend people meet.
I had applied to it and I
Oh, you
didn't.
didn't get
I
accepted.
joined to WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Then what should I do after that? I had entered into the WhatsApp group and after that
Which
I
WhatsApp?
had.
We'll let you know. You know what? Just mail us at support@bluelearn.in with whatever question you have, and then we'll help you out over there. Cool. This is a more of a freelancing discussion, so didn't really want to bring that in.
Okay, thanks.
Next person who wants to ask a question or pitch in any idea or just share some insights about freelancing.
Hello, my question is regarding YouTube. So, can you
Yes.
just so like I have this channel related to animations and all, but how do we get that initial 100 subscribers? Like, what's the trick?
Who's whispering? Um, how do you get your first 100 subscribers? I don't know, dude. Most of these first 100 subscribers, dude. Roblox player, Viraj mute him out. Most of these 100 subscribers just come from your friends and family, and you spamming on different WhatsApp groups and things like that. That's how I got my first 100 subscribers. It was just friends and family, and me spamming on different Facebook and WhatsApp groups. It's different for different people, but
No,
yeah.
no, 100 subscribers and it's that like family only. But like, how do you get that views without means our channel is not yet monetized. So rather than having 100 and 200 subscribers, how a YouTuber gets like thousands of views? So is there any
Okay,
algorithm for
I'll
that?
keep this short because this is not about YouTube. This is more about a freelancing thing. But then definitely you can consider YouTube as a channel for getting clients because it helps you build a personal brand, whatever. Uh, Most YouTubers succeed because of experimentation, at least in the initial days. Like even if you see some really popular guys like Raj Shamani, they've been making content for years, right? Ankur Warikoo has been making it for how much 6 7 years now, and then these guys have been compounding that effect, like slowly. They weren't popular 7 years back. No one knew about them, but then still they posted content, right? And they were super consistent with it. They never gave up. So even if they got 100 views, it was fine as long as they're providing value and posting content. And then you never know, one of these niches just picks up. So if Ankur Warikoo makes videos about finance, if he makes videos about fitness, and if he realizes that, hey, the finance videos are doing better than fitness, he'll make more videos in finance so that he sort of grows over there. Was similar for me. I made videos about business, I made videos about college, I made videos about freelancing. I realized that college and freelancing are getting a lot of views, so I moved into that particular field. So it's just experimentation, dude. There's no secret sauce or some magic wand that I can
Like
show you.
if we get initial means regular 100 200 views, so is the YouTube promotes our video like, or we have to just share it? YouTube may promote
Now,
it.
the way YouTube works is, if the audience, YouTube has a very good way of identifying if your video, if the audience watches a lot of the proportion of the video, then say if the audience watches 50% of the video, that means your video is so interesting that most people are opting to watch a lot of the video, and therefore your video must be good, and it'll promote and it'll push your video further. So make good quality videos which the audience likes, and then YouTube will do the rest for you.
Okay, okay, thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks for coming. To be honest, guys, I want to keep this as a panel, not really as a Q&A with me. So I would really appreciate if any freelancer comes on the stage and sort of speaks out. Any other question?
Hi Harish, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to know whether freelancing is a good option for coders. Specifically, I'm talking about web development. Do you think web dev reached its saturation?
No way. That's the biggest myth ever. All startups are raising tons of money, and then there's a shortage of web developers. So if I were to choose one lucrative field that will pay me over 30 40 lakhs as like a beginner, that'll be web development. I have so many of these startup founders who just uh, day before yesterday, I was talking to one of my friends, Akhil Singh, who runs a startup called Quest, and he was saying he offered like a fresher 24 lakh LPA job for web development, but the demand was so high that another startup founder offered him like a 36 lakh LP, and he just moved out of his company. So there's just crazy demand for web developers at this point in time. And if you are someone who likes, first of all, if you genuinely like it, only then do it. Not everyone should code. Coding is not meant for everyone. If you genuinely like it, and if you think that that's something that you want to do for the next 10 years of your life, then go ahead and learn React. Merge itself is like good enough to
Mhm.
pay you very high in the startup space. Everyone's getting funded, bro, and engineering talent is there's a shortage of engineering talent, good engineering talent.
Uh,
Okay.
hey Harish.
Yeah,
Yeah, can I ask my question now?
sure.
Yeah, so this is on freelancing. What do you suggest? Like, should I start with the Fiverr or something, or a cold emailing?
Try
If
everything.
I
No one
try
knows
everything,
what works. Yeah, bunch of my
yeah, the
friends
thing.
get lots of orders on Fiverr. There are friends of
Okay,
mine who get zero orders from Fiverr. Bunch of my friends get
okay,
responses on cold emails. There are friends of
okay,
mine who get zero responses on cold emails. It's
okay.
different for everyone, dude. It all. Just
Yeah,
कितना ही टाइम लगता है, सब ट्राई कर लो ना, and then see which one works out.
Yeah. And one more question though, bro. Like, see, right now I'm learning web development, so I'm not in the phase that I can, do some freelancing thing with web development. So what I thought was I can start off with something like transcribing and all, just as a
No.
initial boost
Look,
or
if you're
something.
good at, if you're trying web development and if you're not getting
Okay.
clients, it doesn't mean you just
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
web
no, no,
development.
no. It's not like that. I'm learning. It's not.
पर
I'm
पैसे
just.
के लिए don't do transcribing, no. See, dude,
Okay.
these high
Okay.
skill jobs, right? I mean, it's
Okay.
fine if you delay your paycheck. It's fine if you get paid later. Like transcribing is not
Right.
really high skill job.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
कोई भी कर सकता है. So instead, what you could do
Right.
is spend time in building side projects. Spend time in maybe working for free with some of your friends. Maybe spend time in like starting a startup in college. Like you have nothing to lose. You can
Yeah.
just try it out.
Yeah. You're right.
Build some cool projects, build some nice side projects, which you can later show as a portfolio for your company. Or you never know, one of those side projects might just blow up and you could build the next Facebook or something. Like you never know, right?
Yeah.
So don't, it's such a good skill. Like the ability to build products is crazy. Like the ability to like
Yeah.
just wake up Monday and then code out whatever you have in your mind is a very rare
Yeah.
skill, and a lot of people lack it. So I would say don't give up on that, even if it's not paying you now because you're a beginner. It's totally fine. Just you know
Yeah. Continue with it. Yeah. Keep at it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, craft
Yeah.
that skill. So 3 years later, even if your friends are getting paid some 10 whatever uh, k a month by transcribing, 10
Okay.
3 years later you could be just making whatever they make in a month.
Yeah.
So,
Got
I
it.
don't know,
Got it.
like it's not really about the money, it's more about like
More
if you
about the
really like
skill.
it
Yeah.
too. So if you really
Yeah.
love web dev and if you really love building products, then cool, go ahead with it. It's totally
Yeah.
fine if you, that's the problem with high skill jobs also, like blockchain, for example. I would not get
Okay.
paid for having basic blockchain knowledge, but I would get paid if I know something like Solano, right? So it's like these high skill jobs में पहले तुम्हें नहीं मिलेगा ज़्यादा कुछ, but then once you reach a certain point, you'll be in super high demand.
Yeah.
But for low skill jobs, it's very easy to get paid. I can do subtitles for YouTube and get paid some 100 rupees per video, but I can't, I mean, like, कोई भी कर सकता है. Tomorrow, if
Yeah.
an AI
Right.
tool
Right.
comes and automates it, my job will be gone. So even though
Yeah.
I'm getting paid instantly, that doesn't mean that I just stick to a low skill job.
Yeah. And see, the reason why I asked you this is because in my free time, like after whatever web dev I'm doing,
Ah,
I'm
then do
actually
it. Then
studying.
do it. Then do it.
Yeah.
I
No.
said
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
compromise
Right.
on web dev, but if it's in your free
Yeah.
time,
Sure.
then
Sure.
just
Sure.
go
Sure.
ahead and do it.
Because I'm also learning about the stock markets
Sure.
actually. I'm
Sure.
actively investing. But right
Yeah.
now, क्या है ना कि I have to use my parents' money while doing all that,
I
which I
know it
don't.
feels bad, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
That's
Yeah,
all.
if it's on the side, then sure, go and give it a shot.
Yeah. So what such like quick like the things that you can complete quickly without
Mm,
much skills, like which doesn't waste much time, but those are like common sense things like transcribing and all, because I decently like I type decently well, so I can do it fast. That's what I thought, like just
yeah, the way
for
you described it, I was gonna say, just join some scheme. I
you'd
would
say, or
no,
okay.
no. The way you said, "Come efforts में ज़्यादा पैसा,"
No, no,
just
no,
like
not like that, not like
just
zyada utni value, but time matters, because like within half an hour per day I can do something or
I don't
like
know,
that.
dude. I'm really not
No,
sure
that's
about
not.
such things, which pay you well
Because
but don't require too much time.
not so well. Just this is just as an experiment I
I mean,
thought,
there are a
because
bunch of
if I
things, to be honest. So just try out all these
right,
regular normal things like
yeah,
whatever, subtitling,
yeah,
just
sure,
making
sure,
posters for people, just
yeah,
creating
sure,
some video,
yeah. And as you told,
pre-working some
I'll
content.
yeah, and as you told, I'm like I'll continue this web dev thing. This is just
Don't
like
give up on that.
yeah, sure, sure. That's it. That's it. Thanks a lot for having me.
Also, those of who like some of you might be like, I'm just telling everyone to code, but that's not the case. Not everyone has to
Yeah,
code.
sure.
There are people who are
Yeah,
super
true,
rich
true.
without even knowing a single line of JavaScript. It's totally fine.
Yeah,
Everyone's different.
yeah, that's actually true in my cousin's case also. I have so
Yeah.
many cousins who don't know how to code, and
अरे
they make
Zomato
money.
का IPO हो रहा है ना, Dipinder Goyal.
Huh.
He has
Yeah,
zero idea about code.
yeah,
Airbnb's
exactly.
founder. Who is that?
Yeah,
Who's Airbnb's founder, man?
uh, like I'm not
Airbnb.
so sure. Yeah, but does Ritesh Agarwal know how to code?
Brian Chesky doesn't know how to code. Ritesh Agarwal
Uh,
doesn't know how to
yeah,
code.
yeah, doesn't know how to code. Yeah, see, there are many options.
So
Yeah,
it's kind of It's
Mm-hmm.
Kunal Shah, when he
Yeah.
made the first version of Free Charge, he did it from an outsourcing agency. He didn't know how to code. He
Oh,
was a
wow.
psychology major, so it's chill.
Yeah, he is like he's next level inspiration, man. Like seriously, Kunal Shaw, the way he thinks, and
Yeah,
you can understand by his tweets, right?
it's good. It's good.
Kunal
Yeah.
Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool,
Okay.
Harish, am
guys.
Thanks,
I
man.
audible now?
Yes, thanks, Dan.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Harish, am I
Uh,
audible now?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Whoever's talking.
Yeah, I was
You are.
asking how to charge clients, like how to know your value of your product, what you're
Mm,
giving to them.
yeah,
It's the most confusing thing. Whenever any of my
I know.
clients ask like how much you will take, it's the most
See, it
confusing
depends
part
on
of.
a ton of factors, dude. Pricing is very, very tricky. Couple of ways, couple of factors that you can consider. A is the size of the business. If it's a Kirana store, you can't ask them to pay 2 lakhs for a logo. They would not pay you. But if it's a if it's a multinational jewelry store, you can ask them to pay two lakhs for a logo. They'll pay, right? So size of the business definitely matters. And then once you start working with a certain type of businesses, you can start like your value automatically increases. I'll give you an example. Say if I'm a freelancer and if I start working with companies like Facebook, right, and if I'm getting paid, say $500 an hour, then it just increases my value a lot. So the next time if I approach a client, I can be like, hey, I work on Facebook, they pay me $500 an hour, so that's my rate. That also totally works. Like I can give you an example of one of my friends here. I forgot his name. I think his name is Sean. He lives in Goa and he does branding. He's a brand consultant. So whenever a new company is being formed, he makes them logos. He makes them, the color palette. He does the entire branding part for them. He even gives you like a basic website and things like that. So he charges 2 lakhs per week. And the reason why he charges so high is because he just works with these really big funded startups, right? Like he works with Stoa School, he works with a bunch of uh, other venture funded startups. And therefore, if you're a new startup who's bootstrapped and if you don't have too much money in the bank, he would not even consider you as a client. So it totally depends on how you approach. But then, yeah, if you're a beginner and if you're just getting started, then the best way is to approach smaller clients because it's just much easier for you to deal with, though they'll pay you low, but then eventually you can step it up. And in terms of, so in India is a very price sensitive country, right?
Yeah,
So I would say, like India, whenever you tell someone a price, they'll assume that there's going to be a negotiation. They would never think that it's a final price. Like
yeah, it has always happened
if
with
you go to
me
a normal market, you might have observed this in like these
on
things,
daily
right?
basis.
Supermarkets, not supermarkets. Supermarkets may the MRP and no one asks a question. But if you go on the streets where street vendors are selling vegetables, you'll see people bargaining left, right, and center. That's because that's how the society itself is. So in most cases, what you could do is maybe start off with like double the price of what you would actually charge and expect them to negotiate it down to like half, or even if it's three, four, that's good for you. For India, for most international clients, they're fine with a reasonable amount. So not too high, not too low. If you think you're charging reasonable, they should be fine with it. But for Indians, I would say just quote them twice the price. So if I do graphic design for 500 rupees, I'll say 1,000 because I know for a fact that that other person is going to reduce it down back to 750 or 5.
Yeah, so it's all about negotiation from your client.
Yeah, if most Indian clients. But if it's a good startup, if they have money here, so charge them reasonable amounts. But if it's like a normal, dhanda wala businessman, then they'll for sure negotiate. So just quote a double price.
Yeah, thank you. So one more thing, like you mentioned Ayush Wadhwa, to mention about him. When you made a video of podcast with him, I just slid into him DM and told him if he needs any help with his YouTube. And fortunately, I got to work with his team.
Oh my
I
God,
am working
awesome.
with his team. I help
Damn.
him with his
So did I help you
podcasts.
get the job?
Yeah,
Oh, crazy. Thanks.
I am currently helping with his podcast and writing down notes on
Good
which
job,
he
bro.
can make reel.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on the stage.
Yep, no worries.
Hey, I'm Tanuj. So
Yes.
actually, I have entered my final year. I'm
Mhm.
actually interested in freelancing, but I know only backend development. So if I want to do freelancing, means should I be like a full stack developer or
What do you mean by
backend?
backend development? What do you do in backend?
Uh, just the backend stuff. I know Node.js and MongoDB.
Like, is it writing schemas? Is it querying databases? What do you do?
Yeah.
No, like, what exactly do you do in backend? Could you be more specific?
I can I read schemas.
I mean, definitely.
I have
See, I
just
would
started.
say then just go dive deep into backend, right? Like even I don't like front end at all because it's not something that I'm meant for. I can't like design web pages and things like that. I love backend though. I like playing with APIs. I like playing with databases. So I would say just dive deep into backend then. There's a huge demand for backend developers. And if you could, play around with your APIs and databases well, and if you just become better, then not just freelancing, but even in terms of jobs and internships, it just amplifies the number of opportunities that you'll get. So I would not suggest you to become a full stack developer. I mean, unless it definitely excites you. If you really want to become a front end engineer, then it's cool. But then specialize in backend, like become really good in backend, and then maybe try out front end.
Okay, and for approaching clients, should I try like Upwork or Fiverr, or should I try to cold email?
As I said, try everything. Like
Okay,
don't leave any stone unturned.
okay,
Cool, Anuj. Thanks.
thanks,
I really
thanks.
wanted this to be a panel and not a Q&A, but it's just turning out to be one. Cool, guys. Let's take a couple of more questions and then we wrap it up.
Hi again, Harish.
Hey,
So my question was, it's really hard for first time. I mean, beginners to get their first clients. So I'm also having a hard time getting one. So do you suggest working for free at the initial? Because I watch Ishan's content very much, and he says that you shouldn't work for free and you should get paid when you work. So what's your take on that?
I don't mind working for free if I'm working with smart people. Like when we were a non-funded startup, money in the bank, there were a lot of people who volunteered and they were like, hey, Harish, can I help you out? And they worked for free for a while. And now we pay them market rates salaries because they were people whom we trusted and with whom we really worked with. So it doesn't really matter. I would, if you think that someone's doing really cool stuff, I'm not saying get exploited. If someone is asking you to forward WhatsApp messages or become a college ambassador, then that might not really be a good thing to do. But if someone is working on something very cool, that could be, it's like, dude, it's like joining Mark Zuckerberg when he was building Facebook in his dorm room. He did not have salaries to pay all of his employees, but then people who joined him and took some equity are now billionaires. So if you feel that something exciting is happening, then I don't think, being concerned, unless you have financial constraints, being concerned too much about money might not be an issue. So if net, I would say if something cool is happening, if I think that there are ambitious people working on something really good, and if I want to be part of it, I would work there for free. I don't mind.
Okay, thanks, Harish.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Hey Harish, am I audible?
Yep.
Okay, how can I be part of BlueLearn if I want to work with you guys?
Email us at just email me at harish@blueland.in with what do you do.
Okay, okay.
Cool, guys. Guess that's it. If anyone else doesn't have any questions.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Dude, you can go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you state your thoughts as a fresh freelancer, on how to create portfolio?
Could you say that again? You weren't audible. I think okay. I think you're trying to ask how to make a portfolio. Yesterday I shared this website called Proton, Protnn, which helps you make really good video portfolios. Video portfolios, as in these are portfolios where you are explaining your work in form of a video. So just check it out. It's a very creative way of creating portfolios. Most people just send in resume type portfolios, which might not be very attractive. but Proton makes it super easy for people to make video portfolios. So it's something that you can definitely give a shot at. Viraj, could you mute him? And
That will that will
there is you can even use Notion to make good portfolios. For those of you who don't know what Notion is, it's a really good note taking app which has a bunch of customizable features, so you can build really really beautiful portfolios using Notion. Just go on Google, type in Notion portfolios for freelancers, and you'll get a bunch of templates. Pick out one template and then use it for yourself. The advantage of Notion over using normal PDFs is that Notion opens up on any phone, any device, and just fits on its screen, and it's very easy to read, and it's beautiful. So I would prefer Notion over like a PPT or a PDF, whatever. So yeah, net answer is Notion and Proton. Proton is Protnn.
Harish, can you repeat your email please once?
Harish at BlueLearn.in.
Okay.
Cool guys. Anyone else has any questions?
Whether I'm out of topic question.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
let me
do.
see.
No out of topic questions. It has to stick to the topic.
Okay, sorry.
Rish, can I speak?
Yes, Abhishek.
So I just started learning Canva and trying to learn different things like how to make YouTube and stuff. So how do you suggest me that I should grow in this field?
Do you know just
Like
Canva?
no, I just started it.
Okay.
I'm just exploring it.
I mean, just
So
start working with a bunch of people, dude. It's fine. Just maybe work for free, set your foot in, get some
yeah,
experience.
I'm working for a company as a content producer.
Good,
It's
good,
Delhi-based startup.
good.
So what would you suggest? Like, how should I grow in this? Uh,
I
how
mean,
should it
if
take
if
it?
you're building graphics, then see which graphics work out. See, okay, let's take an example of BlueLearn's graphic design team or design team. These guys track analytics like everything. Every single day they check the analytics, see which posts got more engagement, which ones did well, which ones did not do well, and what might be the potential reasons why they did not do well. Was the color the problem? Was the meme the problem? Was the video length the problem? Things like that, right? Which particular topic attracts more audience? They run a lot of analytics at the end of the day on whatever we post on a social media. So every single post is analyzed very well. You can do something similar, have some data, use some data in terms of the creatives that you're building. Every time you put out a post, um, see how it performs, see how many people are liking it, see how many people are bookmarking it, see how many people are sharing it with other people, and then eventually you'll figure out a good way of building better social media posts. Because ultimately, even if you're creating posts on Canva, the audience is the audience are the people who are going to judge your post, right? So if it's not working out well, then it means you need some sort of improvement. Then look at it like an experiment in a lab where you optimize and then eventually start building good posts which get great engagement. Zomato could be a great example of it, right? Look at Zomato's social media. They make amazing content which is super relatable, and then everyone just likes it. So try working on that particular space. Use data to analyze your results.
Yeah. Also, can you help me connect with people? I just as I am learning, so
Be part of this
I
community for
constantly.
quite a while. You'll get a lot of. Just be active.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, okay.
And also,
Thank you.
we organize so many events with some of the top speakers in India. After every event,
Yeah.
you can maybe reach out to them on Twitter or LinkedIn. Yeah. So, in fact, this could be a very good way for you guys to network, right? You can use BlueLearn as a way of talking to these high-profile people. Like, if we get Sanjay Mehta, the investor, or for a talk, and if you are someone who's interested in startups, you can just cold email him and say, "Hey, I saw your session at BlueLearn. I'm also a member of Blue, and here's a startup that I'm working on. Can we get on a quick call to know more or to discuss about this?" That will be a very good connection point because he came to give a talk and you attended the talk. And that way it will not be like some stranger is texting. उनके दिमाग में वही रहेगा कि oh, it's someone whom I know because we were at the same event. So you can contact all these speakers whom we contact and get for events. Maybe you can even ask questions in these events, right? So they'll remember your name. That way it'll be much easier for you to reach out to these high profile people.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Harish, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, if someone is he wants to start a Instagram page. Okay, so what you will suggest on what topic is to start?
How do I know what topic you're starting it on, bro? I mean, if
No,
you're a
no. If you're
yeah,
suggesting, I was suggesting someone.
I am suggesting someone to start an Instagram page.
Yeah. So what topic they should choose?
It depends on them, no? Like if it's a fitness guy, I his channel. So whatever
Yeah.
they are good at, I am good at talking about startups, business, freelancing. So I can start a channel based on that. I can't start a singing channel or a rapping channel because I'm not good at it. So just see what you're good at compared to
Yeah.
the average people, and then just start making content on that. If you're funny, then you can make comical videos because you're funnier than the average person.
Okay. Got it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Harish, myself Kiran. So I have
Hi,
like
Kiran.
a personal brand in like Instagram. I started
Awesome.
like a year back, and right now I managed
How
to.
did you grow your How do you grow your Instagram? What kind of personal
So
brand?
yeah. So it's related to my domain, metallurgy. It's like non-coding stuff. So like just organically, I just did some follow to follow initially. Then later on, I just grew audience organically.
Only we found someone who's not coding. Cool. Continue.
Yeah. Then like recently, I just got to collaborate with a year-long organization. So they basically like sponsor me.
Oh,
So
for a year. You have a yearly contract.
yeah, actually they suggested for like 3 years, but then I'm
Oh
like
my
in
God.
final year. Then I just was like worried about placements.
Wait, so how big is your Instagram page?
So it's like around 4,000 followers, but compared to the domain, like it's like the second or third biggest page, like in my domain.
Oh, damn. And if you
Yeah,
don't mind, how much is this company paying?
yeah. I would say like 15K per month for the
Oh,
kind.
15K
Yeah,
per month to promote
I
where?
no, like there are like a lot of things. I also
Hmm.
started a podcast related to,
Okay.
and they are like sponsoring that. If I also I started a YouTube and they pay for the videos as well, like 500 for 10 minutes, just an amount approximate.
It's pretty cool, man. You're setting up your own content production agency. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's where I got stuck. As I said, I shrink the contract to like a year, so I was
Hmm.
placements. So I just want your take on like should I go for the placements because I do get some R&D jobs.
See, dude, I mean, how much do your placements pay you? And do you
Yeah,
really, I mean, don't you think doing that job will ultimately
uh,
help you improve your page?
yes, it's like an R&D research and development job, and I've been planning to go for R&D from
Sure.
like.
I would say, see, just having one client who pays 15,000 a month might not be a very your
Hmm.
job. So maybe do both of these things at the same time. There's nothing wrong in doing two things at once. I was studying when I had my YouTube channel,
Mhm.
and then try managing both. You'll feel
Okay.
it, dude. The moment you feel that hey, this thing is gonna blow up, you can just quit
Mhm.
your job at that point. So shouldn't really be a problem. I would say go for the job. It's totally fine, but at the same
Yeah,
time don't see, it's always good to have something of your own, right? it
passive
just
income.
it just helps. It just, you have total control over it. If you work hard enough, you'll get paid enough. So
Mhm.
don't leave your side hustle, just keep going on it. Maybe try expanding that one client into 3 4 and see how you can like even 15K per month as a passive income is good enough for a student. So
Mhm.
try how you can scale that up to probably a lakh or a two a month, and then you'll realize if it's something that's so exciting that you want to do it for the next 10 years of your life, then just go ahead with it, because money itself is not something that will sort of help you out. Last time we were in I mean yeah last year we were working on this company called Qlock. it I mean the clients were ready to pay a lot, but then again we just did not like the work we were doing. Like wasn't really that exciting. So we
Okay.
just shut doors, right? So and we moved on to another startup. So it depends. If you think you're gonna do this for the next 10 years of your life, and if it's exciting enough and if it's paying you well, then probably you can quit your job.
Yeah, so the main reason for like the dilemma is that actually I'm also a freelancer in Fiverr. I started like
Okay.
like 6 months back, and I'm like a level one seller now.
Oh,
But
nice.
the problem is that I'm doing gigs in the topics which are not very consistent. Like a month I
Hmm.
15K, and another month I just earn like 1,000 or something.
Wait, so how
So
much are you earning off Fiverr on average?
I do have a very big client, and I do have him like a 3 month once who pays like $100 to $200
A month.
for like on average, like for 3 months I get like $100 to $200 from him,
It's
and
not a lot, right? So 15K plus 15K plus how much? $100 is seven, that's six. That's like around getting 18,000 per month using your side gigs, right? Okay. And how much does the job pay you? I mean, let's just
uh,
talk purely in terms of money and see how it works out. How much does the job
okay,
pay you?
yeah, it pays like around 30,000, but
Yeah, I would say do the job and the side hustle at the same time for now.
mhm.
Yeah, I think that be. I mean, you'll have to manage time for sure, but then this would be my take on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Cool,
Thank you.
dude. Yeah, thanks.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm asking like nowadays, AI and machine learning are increasing. So like, I want to go in web development, but due to this, I think they make a much better website than me, like WordPress and Wix. So I just afraid of like taking step in that field. So what I can, I
I mean, see, let's take an example. If I'm starting a company, if I'm starting
yeah.
BlueLearn, I can't be like, you know, Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook and it's much bigger, so I'm not going to. Like that doesn't really matter, right? Because in whatever field you go, you'll. That doesn't mean that there's no space, there's no market opportunity for you. Um, you spoke about web development, and web development is very vast field. It has applications from biology to um, you know maybe the government. It's so diverse, and there's a market in every one of um, so even like the market opportunity itself is so massive. Let's take an example of another thing. Let's take an example of content creation. Content creation is, I think, over $100 billion market. So even if you have few players, they would not be able to satisfy the entire market, and there'll always be a certain amount of demand which is untapped, and you can be part of it. Like graphic designers, right? Everyone knows graphic designing. Everyone knows how to use Canva, but still, why are people getting paid? It's because there is so much market for graphic design. Every single startup, every single company, every single store needs graphic designers who can make good graphics for their social media, and that's the reason it stays. So if there is demand for something, if there are too many web developers, that means that hey, that's a hot field. It has a lot of market opportunity, and that's why people are going for it. So don't worry if people are better than you. It's a gradual process. Even you'll get better. Start off as a beginner, start off with a low salary, start off with a smaller client or smaller company, and then eventually sort of rise up the ladders. Yeah, and if your question is web development saturated or is development something that has demand, then for sure it's not saturated. It has a very high demand. So yeah, it's a good time to get it.
Yeah, but so like when I was like freelancer or Fiverr, but where there I see a lot of people are posting their works and they are so good. I just afraid about that, ki how I can
So
progress.
that's a genuine problem. So if you're new to
Yeah.
Fiverr, you might get intimidated. You'll have much better rating. That's there.
Okay.
What you could do is a to be honest, I have never used these freelancing platforms because I don't like the way they categorize it, right? Even if some old guy who has been on Fiverr for like 5 years, he gets advantage over you because you're new. So that's the reason even I did not really use these freelancing platforms. In that case, I just made my own portfolio and approached clients directly using cold emails and my network. So that's what I did in that case. And that's the reason why
Okay.
you should not depend purely on these freelancing platforms. Just explore your own channel as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you want to take more questions or should we end it?
I can take two more questions.
Cool, I've accepted some requests.
Hello,
Yes.
Ajish, can you tell us how much BlueLearn is funded till now?
You'll come to know. We should do the PR push in like another 2 weeks.
Okay.
Who else?
Hello, Harish. I'm Dipankar.
Yeah.
I recently gave my J mains and I scored 96.66 percentile. Uh,
Mhm.
so I wanted to ask, should I go for startups or job?
Dude, it's so early. You just gave your JEE. So why are you concerned about it now? Ask this question when you're in fourth year.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Chill kar bro abhi.
हाँ ठीक है.
But even Harish doesn't ask that question. I mean, he's doing a startup. But anyways, do you want more questions? Should
There
I
are people asking,
get
though.
more
Let's
people?
extend it until 8. I don't mind.
Good, I'll accept all of them.
Hey guys.
Harish, it's Abhishek again.
Oh, hi.
So I have some startup ideas. Like I used to make bunch of plans and like how to what are the features that if I'm building an app, I do not know how to build an app or say coding stuff, but
Find a
I
technical
know.
co-founder then.
Okay. But I most of the time it's like how to verify those ideas, whether it will be a good it is a good hit or not.
Try it out.
So,
Um,
okay.
and see if people are using it. Just,
Okay.
I don't know what's your, I mean, tell me your idea. Without that, I can't really help you. Also, dude, this is more of like a entrepreneurship question. Keep it on hold. Let's take the freelancing ones now. You can ask your
Okay.
question at
Okay.
the end.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Harish. Okay.
Demon, you can go ahead.
Hey, I'm Meghna. So, according to you, what do you think is a must-learn freelancing skill? Um,
Uh,
in programming and tech. So, do you have
um,
any? Yeah,
I have a huge preference for building websites and just learning React.
React. Okay. And anyone like what do you suggest as as a student? So, for a student who is in
C++.
a first year or something, what do you think is a better freelancing skill to learn?
In terms of freelance, see, the thing is, I think someone said C++, like learning
Yeah, I
competitive
thought
coding.
for the college days, I thought.
Learning C++ might help you in your job interviews, getting into those coding
Yes.
rounds, and working for like huge corporations because that's what sort of helps them in their code base. But then if you're talking about immediate freelancing, immediate job opportunity, immediate earning money, then yeah, I would say something more instant like React or
Video editing or
maybe.
graphic design.
She was asking in tech specifically.
Oh,
Yeah, in programming and tech. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe learning a bit of Node.js, maybe learning about databases, maybe deploying applications onto the cloud, maybe using some video conferencing service. Like there are a lot of applications out there. So just getting a basic gist about how technology works. Do a bit of research about how DevOps is. You'll get an idea about
Sorry. Come again.
do some
Could you
research
please?
about what dev. If you're asking about, okay, one second. If you're asking about which exact part in tech, then understand how the entire tech process works, right? For example, in a basic, let's take a very simple example of a startup. If we want to ship a website at BlueLearn, if we want to like make a new web page, what we do is there's a designer who will make Figma mockups, who will make sure that um, he'll make the visual part. He won't code it. He'll use Figma, which is a tool to make mockups, and just draw how the web page would look like. Now, all of us finalize on the drawing, all of us look at it, and then the next process is coding it out. So our front end engineer Darshil, he just codes out the front end part. Front end is whatever you see in the front, whatever the user sees, that's the front end. So he uses React for it. And once he codes it out on React, he'll ask the backend team, which is led by Keenan, to to sort of build the backend part. Now, why is backend required? It's because most websites need some sort of databases to store data or to perform different applications, right? Like on BlueLearn, on one of our products called English Club, every person can schedule a meeting on Google Calendar. So to do that, the backend system has to run an API on Google Calendar and do it for the user. So he takes care of these APIs, these backend technologies, deploying it on AWS, which is the cloud service provider we use. all of these things happen behind the scenes and the user cannot see it. So this is how typically the journey of shipping out a product here happens. Like, and you can tap into any one of these niches. Like, it could be designing, it could be the front end part where you code in React, it could be the back end part where you use Node.js, and we use Postgres, SQL for the back end. You can just tap into one of these things and get going. So step one would be to definitely learn a language, go with JavaScript, and step two would be picking up one of these libraries and frameworks like React. And then step three would be exploring these bunch of APIs and cloud and things like that. So once you understand, just you don't have to do everything. Just see which one interests you the most. If only cloud interests you, you can just go ahead with cloud and become like a cloud specialist. If only databases interest you, you can just become like a database, database person. And if designing interests you, you can become designer person, things like that. Sorry for the long answer.
Yeah, thank you. It's clear enough.
Okay, so there are so many guys who want to do startup, and everyone doesn't succeed it. So, what is really important that for starting a startup, when you're going to ask to an investor that he should invest or not, so it matters on your company, or it matters in the community, how much members you have.
Like, are you asking for us?
Yes.
Maybe we can do an entire new session on how to pitch to investors and things like that. But yeah, it all depends on results. So it's not really the community. It's not even about the company. It's more
So,
about like what.
so Harish, if your channel is, just assume that if your channel is now only growing, if you have 10,000 subscribers, you are going to ask for an investor to start a new company. So you are having an advantage on now when your channel is having a 1 lakh subscribers. So it really if the community is big, then it's a great advantage.
Yes, results
Yeah.
do matter. So if you show numbers, if you show revenue as a first time, it builds trust, right? But if you're a second time founder, if you've done something, say,
Before.
worked as a product manager at Google, and if you're starting up, then even if you have just an idea, mostly they'll fund you because they know that you've done something cool before and you're capable of doing it again.
Got
Yeah,
it.
but if you're a first time founder, you have to show results. Without numbers, nothing works.
Thank you.
Cool, guys. I have 4 minutes.
Hello, I am starting as a freelancer for content writing and search engine optimization. I'm learning as well as applying it at the same time, and I pretty appreciate all the points which were included in the session. I'm putting myself out for embarrassment. I know this is an intuitive question, but I wanted to ask it. I enjoy having consultations or conversations or just productive talking. I don't know. I really um I focus on that a lot. So is there a scope for this or productive on just one part on conversations, consultations and um expressions, or are they productive enough or are they very unproductive? I'm at very
Conversations
initial
and consultations with whom?
for um
Oh, so you're saying if you want to get into a new field, like say design, then is it necessary to have conversations with people who are already into design? Is that it?
pretty much.
Yes, it definitely helps. The more conversations with, in fact, I read this thing that 40% of the CEOs, their job people is just to get in touch with smart people and understand what they're doing, and then maybe hire them or just get insights. So it really, really helps to talk to people. And A, it helps you build a network. B, it teaches you a lot. Like, I have learned more from people than reading books or reading blogs and things like that. So the more people I meet, the better it is for me, because every person is unique and everyone has a different insight to bring in, right? So I would definitely not stop networking at any point in time. uh, I mean, if I'm super busy, then maybe yeah, but then if someone wants to like meet and if I think they're interesting, and if we could exchange value, then for sure I would definitely network.
Okay, may I rephrase a little?
Mhm.
Is networking a soft skill or can it be a core skill?
I mean, depends on the way you look at it. If you're a web developer, if you're a software engineer, then networking could be like just a soft skill for you. If you're someone into sales, then networking is your job. So that's a core skill.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries.
Hi, Arish.
Yep.
So I have completed the course in digital marketing and also done an
I can
internship.
see that in your name.
Yeah, I've also done an internship in it. But after 1 month, I created a gig on Fiverr. Uh, so the thing is, I saw a video on YouTube. So they told that you should target particular niche first to grow in digital marketing because it is a big field.
Correct. Yeah.
So I targeted SEO and I was targeting education sector. I have also started cold emailing, but I'm not
Hmm.
getting a great response in that. It's been a month and I
Do
still
this.
haven't.
Talk to digital marketers who are already working with other education startups and understand what they're doing right.
Okay.
Just have a conversation. Just be like, hey, I'm a budding digital marketer. I admire the work you're doing. Let's take an example. Shabang, right? Shabang is pretty huge.
Okay.
I think Shabang might be too huge to be honest, but then look for other digital marketing agencies who are doing well. Okay. Like, I'll just take an example of Shabang. Just cold email the founder of Shabang and be like, hey, I love the work that you're doing. I'm a college student just trying to start another digital marketing agency. It would really mean the world to me if we could get on a short call and exchange notes, or if I could ask some questions to you.
Okay. So I can just cold email them and I can get a.
See, big ones, it's hard, but smaller ones, they would definitely do it. So if you find someone small who's approachable, then just go ahead and have a conversation with them and understand what they are doing. Really
And,
helps.
and I had something on mind. I was thinking about running a Facebook ad as Facebook campaign directly on my portfolio so that I can.
I tried that. Did not work out well for me, but then give it a shot.
Yeah, because it will give me some genuine leads
Yeah,
rather than keep
that's
using
there.
Fiverr.
That's a if you can afford it, then go ahead and do it. It's a good strategy.
Okay. I
Makes
had
sense.
one
Yeah.
other question, but it's like an entrepreneurship. Can I ask one?
Wait, let's keep the entrepreneurship ones for the end.
Okay, okay. Thank
Anyone
you.
else wants to ask a freelancing question? TheLifeReality.com, I can't hear you. Viraj, get Ayush Unleashed also.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question was that I like game development, and I wanna like pursue it, but the thing is, like game development is not so like huge in India, and like I'm kind of afraid of like pursuing it. Like I do it as a
I don't know,
hobby.
dude. I heard all these game studios are hiring aggressively.
Yeah. So I was like
Not in
looking for
India.
that perspective.
I'm not sure about India, but all these game studios in Europe, China, US are hiring very aggressively. So I'm not very
So
sure
like
about gaming, to be honest. I don't game and
yeah.
am I aware of the industry, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You could do
So
this,
that
dude.
was
A
my.
lot of Indian gaming startups are getting funded. Just go on Angel List today, find out which ones
Mhm.
got funded, and try reaching out to their founders and see if we could do something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Because there's a gaming
Thanks,
shortage.
Harish.
There's a talent shortage in gaming. There's a talent shortage in.
Yeah. I got that. That skill bar is high enough. So that's
हाँ
why I was asking कि मैं
yeah
time energy डालूं तो उसका output मिल जाए टाइप.
हाँ
Because I
just give it a
like it, so I can put energy
have
like
a
in
conversation
that.
with other developers, no, जो बाकी companies में see what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
cool
Um,
guys. So let's take the final question and then I'll leave.
Hello, Harish.
Yeah, Shashank.
I have completed my JEE mains last before second term. I'm
Hmm.
thinking to take a drop. So I'm thinking to opt for startup. So what do you think?
If I was in 12th grade and unless I was like building something like Facebook. I don't know, dude. 12th grade seems too early for me to honestly take a startup dive. Fourth year of college, I'm pretty confident I could take a startup dive. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Depends on you, right? Let's take an
Yeah.
example. Let's take the Facebook example itself. Mark Zuckerberg started out and he quit his college after his summers. But the actual reason was that he met Sean Parker. These guys were raising a huge round, and they were pretty much set. Their user base was growing like crazy, and they knew that like Mark Zuckerberg's net worth itself would have been a couple of $1 million when he quit college. So he was in a very
Yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
position to be in, to be honest. But it's very hard to find more Mark Zuckerbergs who would quit college in like 12th grade or first year. I have a bunch of friends who are trying to do that but aren't really successful. So I don't know. I would say unless you have something very solid that's much more important than college. Like it's so important that it's going to change the world, and college doesn't really mean anything to you. Only then you can quit college. I know a lot of people promote dropping out of college and all, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So yeah, if you, based on what you just said, it seems you just have an idea. So I would say don't just go to a normal college. It's totally fine. Just be part of good communities. Keep learning. Keep building.
Okay, okay. And how to learn about entrepreneurship or
It's no,
that sort of. Okay.
it's no way of learning, to be honest. Just run experiments. Just yeah, you said you have some idea. Just go try it out. See how it. You'll learn for yourself. But if you're asking about resources, then Y Combinator resource library. Just go to Y Combinator resources, and you'll see a lot of good resources. And if you have an
Okay.
idea, just apply to Y Combinator. Maybe you get in, then that'll be even
Okay.
better.
How to get networks then? Means contacts.
We host a lot of events. We'll soon be launching the Entrepreneurship Club. Be part of it.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. And I'm confused about on commerce or engineering because I'm not good at this thing. Engineering means I'm not interested in it. So I'm thinking about to come in business. So what do you think?
Dude, I have no context about
Okay, okay.
that. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
less
yeah.
of information to
Yeah.
give you an answer.
You know how parents are like take engineering, say take engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you,
I don't know.
Harish.
Like, to be honest, take whatever you like. It's never too late to change fields, also. So it's fine. But yeah, taking
Oh,
engineering would really help you build a product. Like, I'm learning about business after doing it, and it doesn't really matter for me. So
okay.
to commerce is more, I mean, even commerce is a very diverse field, but if it's something related to finance, accounting, there are just so many things, right? So see which one of them you want to get into, or even if you've become an engineer and if you are building products, it's never too late to learn about business. You can just read a bunch of books and get good at it, or take some courses.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and
Thank you,
given the
Harish.
fact that we live in such a tech enabled world,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I
yeah.
would just go with engineering. I mean,
And
this is
I
just
have
personal choice too.
yeah, I have another. I need to learn about technical skills. About technical skills. It's
Yeah, for
compulsory
sure.
or it's compulsory, no?
This, I mean, it's
No,
not compulsory. It'll be good for you. It'll be good for you if you learn
yeah,
tech.
yeah. Okay,
Any
okay.
business is gonna be a tech business at the end of the day. Even a Kirana Dukan has moved to Dukan app and have started their stores there. Everyone's online. Every traditional business is some or the other way tech enabled. Every restaurant is on Zomato and is tech enabled. So yeah, industries would just become technology enabled, and if you're at the forefront, then you can make a lot of money.
Okay, okay. And I have another doubt that should I learn Java or Python first? Because I'm into apps, then I'm worried about this AI thing.
That's too less of a context. Learn Python if you want to get into machine learning and want to use their libraries. Um, Java, I think Java is mostly used in backend technology. I would like the way I would go about apps is probably learn something like Flutter, or just go ahead and learn React and then move to React Native, things like that.
See,
Divyansh, you answer that.
see, if you're into app development, then probably go for Java because you actually asked about Java or Python, and like you can build native apps using Java, and Kotlin, but right now there's something called cross hybrid platforms, which where we can make apps both in iOS and Android. So Flutter is going in something like it's really at the top these days. So probably, and since I can say like you don't have a really good coding background, so I mean just start out with Java and then like basically just learn Java first and then try your hands on some native app development and then try getting into Flutter. Or you can learn JavaScript instead of learning Java, and you can get into React Native for app development.
Okay, okay.
Cool, guys. I guess that's pretty much it. Thanks
Thank you,
again for
thank you,
attending.
Harish.
Really appreciate you guys attending and listening. We'll have more of these sessions if you want, and hope it was helpful. And to be honest, we just do these sessions without asking for much. All we ask for is do tell your friends about the. Do tell them that it's a cool community and you should be part of it. If you tell two of your friends, that will mean the world for us. And that's pretty much it. See you guys. Take care.